Well, all right. Another Monday, another weekly market update for you. God, I know it's tough to tune in each week to see kind of what the next bad news bear is, but unfortunately, that's the reality of our situation, and not a whole lot we can do about it other than to bring it to you and hopefully share some thoughts and ideas that'll help you as buyers, as homeowners, as builders, and as real estate sales folks to be able to help others. So hang in there, and here we go. We're going to start out a little differently today. We're going to jump right in the market. Anytime we have things like the war that is obviously looming over the entire globe at this point, it makes it a little bit difficult to look at technicals, etc. But it's still worthwhile understanding them and seeing where they're at. So as you can see there in the highlighted area on that resistance level of 100.79, technically speaking, the bonds are trying to find their way. And if we have a few days of kind of quiet and stability, the bonds will do that. Unfortunately, the talks failed over the weekend. They had them on Saturday, and the market opened up to the downside here today. The stock market did. So bonds are figuring it out, and I have a feeling that they're starting to price in some of this risk. That's why you're seeing the little green bit there on the stage today. ADP comes out on Tuesday talking about what's happening with our weekly employment numbers. The PPI, which is the Producers Price Index, wholesale inflation report, that's going to be sent out here tomorrow as well. Be sure to sign up for our Instagram, or follow us on Instagram rather, to make sure that you're keeping up with all those as they unfold. National Association of Home Builders releases their market index to show what it is that they're feeling about building homes, and then initial jobless claims and capacity utilization gets released on Thursday. So it's not a very report rich week happening here. So all eyes, as you can imagine, will be on this. So something that's interesting. We did some research, and it shows that going all the way back to WW2, when oil prices double, the barrel recession begins. And this is the absolute case, with the exception of COVID, where obviously a lot of funds was injected and quantitative easing was done in order to be able to stave that off from happening. Listen, a recession is not necessarily a bad thing. As we always say, it's like your gardener showing up at the kind of the beginning of winter and making all your plants look ugly by cutting the top of all of them. As they go into hibernation, they will bloom beautifully later, and we need a correction here. And so I know I've been saying this for about 4 or 5 years now, but from the looks of it, every time oil doubles in pricing since World War II, it has led us into a recessionary period. So now we were at $60 a barrel there in February, and we got all the way up to 110 bucks. Right now, as I look at Brent and WTI, they're sitting right around 99 and change. They were at 106 this morning. This is on the heels of the news down there where you can see the Strait of Hormuz, which shows that not much traffic is getting through, but now Trump is threatening to send warships into the area, and so see what happens there. The upper right-hand shot there is a gas station out of California advertising $7.99 for Supreme. By our house this morning, as I passed by, it was $7.99 for diesel, and that is probably the most important gauge that any of us can be looking at right now, because as the cost of diesel goes up, so does the cost of our manufacturing, our transportation, our food, our farm, on all the rest of it. Okay? All right, let's jump into something that's a little bit more helpful, shall we? So many of you, especially in the real estate community, know that there are these things called doctor loans. We have a very special, specific thing that we want to bring for you today, which we are referring to as the Med Pro First. And it's called that because if you're a medical professional, we want to put you first. And what's unique about this program is typically doctors' loans were only for doctors. But now this program allows you, if you're a veterinarian, if you are a pharmacist, to be able to qualify for this program. So this program is really unique. It gives us zero down loan options all the way up to $2 million. Now, not a whole lot of folks are going to be able to afford and qualify for a zero down loan up to $2 million, but hey, it's available. More importantly, there's no monthly mortgage insurance on this loan. And the student loans are handled more flexibly. Obviously, all these folks that are doctors and vets and pharmacists, they probably will carry some student loans. So depending on where that is and what stage, we get to treat it differently. And we did a side-by-side analysis with a regular Fannie Mae loan with 5% down versus our 0 down loan, all the way at $1 million versus $1 million, and this loan came out with 0 money down and no mortgage insurance, approximately $400 less in payment on a monthly basis. So if you are a physician, if you are a medical professional, if you're a veterinarian, if you are a dentist, if you're a pharmacist watching this, or if you know any of those people and they're in the market, forward this to them and let us have a conversation with them, because this is a great way for them to be able to stop renting and start in the ownership process. Okay, so let's see how that works out. What's going on with rates, you ask? Well, so from the ceasefire of last week, we saw rates nationally go from 6.45 down to 6.41. I'll take it. That's a week's worth, but we still haven't priced in all the stuff that happened this weekend. So my guess at this point is, unfortunately, we're going to see a higher cost at the pump, higher oil prices, which mortgage rates almost always follow that. But for the time being, 6.4 and 6.5 on the jumbos is what it is that we see. Remember, these are for 780 credit scores, 25% down, and should you not fit that profile, definitely happy to give you information on the rest of it. Okay, as always, we appreciate you watching. Thank you. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Get this out there so folks can be as smart as you are, and if you need any help, we're just a phone call away. Okay, cheers.